So first of all, you have to make sure to flip your bail down, which is something that a lot of people forget. Then you're gonna take your line and get a few feet of it. Then you want to flip your bail back down, find the end of the line over here, and then thread it through the holes. Like that. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie the hook onto your line. So you thread the line through the eye of the hook and give yourself about 8 to 10 inches of line. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this end of line and then wrap it around your main line 4 or 5 times. When you're done with that, you're gonna take this end of the line, thread it through the hole you've made here, and then pull slightly, but don't pull all the way. Then you're gonna grab the bottom of your hook, and then you're gonna pull on the main line to cinch your knot down. And then you should have something that looks like this. Then you're gonna cut your tag end so it doesn't stick out. Next, you're gonna put your bait on. I like to use these worms. Then you're gonna take this end, and then you're gonna push it through your hook like this. And you have to be very careful in this step to not hook yourself. Then once you've pushed it through, you're gonna push the hook out the other end, and then thread it through the hook so it's like this. I just wanted to point out that usually a jig head, which is shown on screen, is used instead of a regular hook for this type of rig. The reason I'm not using one is because the lake I'm at is full of water plants that get snagged on the jig head because it sinks. Next, I'm going to teach you how to cast. First of all, and this is one of the most important steps, you have to flip your bail down or else the rod won't cast. Next, you're going to take your line and you're going to push it to the rod with your hand. Then you're gonna grab your handle with your other hand. Next, you're gonna swing forward, and then when it's forward, you're gonna let go of your hand that's holding the line. So it looks like this. And then next, when you wanna reel it in, you flip the bail down, and you slowly crank the handle to reel your bait in. I ended up catching this fish next to the shore surrounded by reeds next to where my brother is sitting. This is called a red ear sunfish. It's identified by the red marking behind that black dot behind its gills. It's often nicknamed a shellcracker because of its diet of aquatic snails. What I am doing to hold the fish right now is called lipping it. You stick your thumb into its mouth and clamp down on its lower jaw plate with your index finger. Just don't do this with a barracuda. I ended up releasing this guy where he tried to bite the hook a few more times before realizing it wasn't worth it.